Hello, hello, hello. We're back. It is 9:45. The eldest has already woken up once, so what I'm hoping is now they will not wake up for a while. It's 9:45. I probably just jinxed myself. You know how it goes. Okay, Twitch is looking good. However, it looks like we could do with some stretching on Streamlabs. There we go. Now you're focused in on my table. Good. Make sure the chat is live. I'm just going to make a post to Instagram being like, hey. I did not get a lot of work done last night. I came down, I was actually so tired after my run yesterday. So I came down and I clipped the rest of the D-rings into everything, and then I went back upstairs to bed. It's like, nope, this is not happening. Today was a weird day as well. Oh, sorry, I can't talk and type at the same time. At least not two different things. Love stream. Live. Live stream. Okay. Link. Linky, linky, link. Linky, linky, link. Linky, linky, link. Time to get the links. I need to take a new studio photo because that's the old setup. That probably lasted the shortest amount of time out of all the setups, to be honest. No, not the YouTube stream. Anyway, we weren't even end of business day, and the youngest put pennies in their mouth. I knew they had found the pennies. I told them to put the pennies down. But I also thought that we were over the point of putting every random little thing that they pick up into their fucking mouths. So, and it was so today was supposed to just be a YouTube day. They understood this. They were excited for this. And I don't know what it is. It's like when they're down here, they're always super distracted. When they're upstairs, no, locked in, ready to go, good to go, whole day, doesn't matter. Down here, they're like, oh yeah, I totally want to get into the pennies and put them in my mouth. Yes, I have a beer in this mug. It is not coffee in that mug. Holy shit. Can you imagine if I drank a coffee right now? I would be, Yeah, no, we're not going to think about me drinking a coffee right now. Well, no, I can think about it. I'm not going to do it. I guess. There's the difference. You need to still be stitched. I figured out a way. This was a suggestion that I'd seen a while ago, but I figured out a way on how to do all the wedging on the chain pieced pieces, so I'll show that afterwards. Right now we're just going in and wedging one side so we can chain piece it, because the problem with wedging bags, I find personally, is that I can't really chain piece it if you do both at the same time. So I decided with these ones what we're going to do is we're just going to go through and we're going to do them individually. Yeah, that's where we're at. We're wedging. I got all the interiors are sewn, except for wedges. All the exteriors are sewn except for wedges, and we are nearly halfway through the wedging process right now. I really don't know what else to tell you right now. Outside of that's where we're at. I'm way further behind than I wanted to be today, but yeah, I don't know. Tara's gonna be here around the 1-ish tomorrow. So a couple of things I did do today that I was actually planning to do tomorrow, but it was better to do today, is I cleaned the litter box room. So now it's like the whole basement is airing out, which is nice. It doesn't smell like it's needed a deep clean for a little bit. So there's no like scent leaking out of the washroom right now, which was the litter needing a full like changeover and the full room needing like a full mop down and everything like that. So did that. Started the like tidy up and dishes and stuff like that, because I also have to have that done for Tuesday on top of everything. Started laundry because, well, shockingly, we need to be clothed in Victoria. Dallas at least has his bag packed. And the kids do have most of their stuff picked out, but it's like there was a few things that I was like, no, you actually need this for school this week. So we can't actually do this right now. So yeah, so it was like stuff like that. So I'll still have to pack on Monday. Yeah, because the cleaners are going to be here at like 9 on Tuesday. Thankfully, my plan was to simply like clean on Monday as it was. I wasn't actually planning on doing anything on Monday, but yeah, then they texted and was like, we can only do 9 o'clock. Normally I request noon because then I can clean on Tuesday, because there's not much point in cleaning up before that, because the kids just destroy it, right? But no, and that's fine, because I was planning to get it done on Monday anyway, because I want to go out. I have my long run on Tuesday, not technically, I do. And so I want to go out and do that, and then go do some sort of runaround thing with the kids. I forgot that I was going to get them new swimsuits, which, because it's like early August in Canada, apparently we just don't have swimsuits available for kids anymore. At least no rash guard ones or anything like that, which I think is bullshit. I'm like, we've barely even had a summer. Why can't I find a fucking swimsuit? And like, so I am being extremely picky though. So it's like, I want a long sleeve rash guard for them both with some sort of shorts. I do have a girl and a boy. I don't want the girl to be in like a bikini. But, and then on the flip side of that, I also want the rash guards to be like bright colored, because obviously I've been seeing a lot of the info come out about like how easy it is to lose track of a child in a pool when they're in a like neon colored rash guard. So I'm trying to track down bright rash guards and stuff like that too, in part because it's like, I want the long sleeves because then we don't have to do as much sunscreen. And in part because I do think that it's body safety, which is sunscreen, but also just like mental stuff. Anyway, so there's this little connector thread from these being chain pieced. Literally, you just open it up like that, and then it just gets stitched over. I don't even have to trim it anymore, which is like fucking amazing. So we're gonna go in and actually I am going to trim. Oh shit, my thread snips are upstairs. Do I have a backup pair here? No, but I have the pair of scissors that Takako gave me, so we'll use those ones. Yay. Let's get these pulled up. So these are all the ones that I had like portioned out. I think these ones in here also need to be finished. These were like the extra ones, in quotation marks, that hadn't been portioned out. And that's apparently just a spare one. Okay, and then there's another one here. And then of course there's a whole pile of the ones that I just finished. So let's pull them too so that they're out of this mess of a pile. Yeah, I really wanted to be, where I wanted to be was clipping these at dinner time or just post dinner, but it was just not in the cards for today. But we'll get done what we get done, and yeah, we've made a valiant effort. Okay, I'm gonna move that out of the way because it is actually in the way right there right now. Okay, we're definitely not going to be touching the small box bags for this show, but that's okay. Okay, you get down because otherwise there won't be room for chain. Holy shit. Okay, you get back there. Thank you. And get thee back there. Good thing, well, the pockets are less unruly, as it were. That's going to be a smaller pile. I do still have to clip there. I guess, well, yeah, I have to clip this eventually. But I don't have to clip the thread now between the wedge seams, which honestly will save a significant amount of time. It's insane. Like, the chain piecing saves a shit ton of time. But when you're working with these numbers, having to trim everything apart can also be time consuming. But anyway, what I'm thinking is since I did the start of cleanup today and I cleaned the litter box today instead of tomorrow morning now will be dedicated to getting all of these, because really all I have to do is clip and sew them together after this point, I guess. So I'm thinking what I'll end up doing is I'll end up clipping them in the morning and then sewing them, and then Tara can turn them and I can top stitch while she's here or something like that and do their finishing seams. That's how I think it's going to go down. I also need to do snaps in the needle stashers. That's something that'll probably happen tomorrow, maybe Monday, because once we're done cleaning on Monday, we are coming back downstairs and slamming in as much work as fucking possible, basically, because, oh my god. Oh, and I gotta go to the doctor on Monday. Shit. There's no run on Monday, though, at least. I did not get my run done today because I stupidly put all of my workout bottoms, so both pairs of shorts and the pants, in the wash. Like, fuck. They just finished drying, and at this point I'm just like, no, it's not happening. I'm sorry. So I think what I'll do, I've got a short tempo run tomorrow, so I'm just gonna piggyback it on after that tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know anymore. I'll try. We'll at least do the tempo run. Maybe I'll go do the 5K on Monday. Even though because that wouldn't be that bad. That's what we'll do. And then we'll just say that I did it today, whatever. Because I am actually sore from I did go do my interval run yesterday. If you were here yesterday, you know I was whinging about it all day because of the rain and the wind. And yes, it was fucking headwind on the way west, which was half. So basically I just ran it back and forth on the same path. And actually it's a loop, so it was only the worst part of the loop was actually the other side of the loop, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Still sucked, but oh well. I put on my big girl panties and did the fucking run. And it's done, and it felt like an accomplishment when I was done. Interval training is so there's the definition of fun for running is type 1, type 2 fun. It's definitely, interval training is type 2 fun all the time, which means that you're not necessarily having fun while you're doing it. And this is personal experience. You're not necessarily having fun while you're doing it, but it's after you're done, you have vicarious fun. I don't know. kind of like running a marathon, which is, so if you hear me talk about I want to go and have a type 1 fun marathon, which is what I want Osaka to be, what I mean is I want to have fun while I'm running it. So that's why I'm trying to train for a fairly fast marathon, even with the, well, fast for me, even with the 7-hour cutoff, because I want to be able to run it in 6 and have fun doing it. Hopefully. That's the goal. Is that what's going to happen? Probably fucking not, but whatever. Osaka has a lot of food. And as we all know, I run for beer, medals, and food. I'll see if I can find the food videos on YouTube and put them in the videos I talk about when on live playlist. That would actually be a really good one to load in, because I didn't even know Osaka had a marathon until I saw a video. I totally got Instagram enabled, because that's where I saw the fucking Osaka marathon. I think it was a Korean runner running it, and they were like showing off all the food, and I was like, oh, I like to eat while I'm running. Oh, beer, food, and medals. Usually I say it's for the beer and medals, but come on, this spread is like, there's like inari sushi and like some sort of rice puff ball. There's, one thing I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to do some training with like Pocari Sweat. That's the one thing I do actually need to do this year, if I get off lottery for Osaka, because that's what they use for their electrolyte drink in Japan. And I just want to make sure that I don't end up with like a reaction, like a gut reaction to it while I'm running, especially on the long runs and stuff like that. So that'll be an experiment, a treadmill experiment, so that my washroom is nearby. Of course, Flynn's in the litter room already. Well, they've already been in and out of it because I cleaned it this morning, early afternoon. But he's like in there destroying it already. I can hear him all like poof, 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 in his litter. So all of the exteriors have one wedge done. All the interiors only need to have one wedge done. So once these all have this done, we are good to go on the other wedge of the exteriors. And then we need to trim down leather and clip everything together. This all hinges currently on whether the eldest sleeps longer or not. They went to bed at like 7:30. And then the youngest didn't fall asleep until like 9:30, 9:20 maybe. And then the eldest was awake at 9:30. It's like, dude. So I crawled into bed with them. So hopefully, I'm hoping that they're asleep until about 12:30, 1 o'clock. Let's say 1, because honestly, I feel like we could at least be clipping the majority, or have these mostly clipped together. And by then, well, a good selection of them. And then, like I say, I think in the morning what I'll do is I'll put the kids out in the backyard. I'll go out in the backyard so we all get some fresh air in the morning with my coffee and just clip all of these together. I need to make a list of things I need to do on Monday, because it's some weird shit to like cut the grass, which is not an abnormal chore for me, but it's been so rainy this summer that I'm out of practice, and it has to be cut before we leave. And like pack up the bouncy castle. So, well, that has to happen to cut the grass, but so it doesn't kill the grass, and move the other castle off the little plastic play slide off and blah 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 blah. Anyway, they have definitely outgrown the little play structure, so I will put it up for sale next year. Now it's not the right, well, it might be okay to put up for sale now. There's probably people still looking. Actually, yes, because they'd probably like me with the swimsuit of like, holy fuck, why is there no like summer play structures still online? Ah. Although I don't think there's any shortage of play structures online typically. Also, I'm currently listening to Fairy which is a gothic dark romance thing. It's like 32 hours. It really could have used an editor. Is it terrible? No. Is it fluffy? No. No. It's definitely dark romance. I don't read a lot of dark romance. This one's not bothering me too much yet. It's very much leaning into the gothic though, and I do love gothic tales. Like so many of the tropes and everything like that, but it's definitely leaning into that like forbidden taboo kind of aspect, like seduction by the gothic, and capital G gothic, literary trope gothic, not small g gothic. Yeah. So definitely adult themes. It has a full page of trigger warnings, so please have a listen or read of them before you jump into it. Lots of what I read does not have trigger warnings. So yeah, definitely take a look at it before you commit to it if you're looking at it. Here's the thing. I don't have any like history. I feel like that any of these. Well, here's the thing. If something comes up and I'm like, oh God, I just don't finish it. And then I rant about it with you guys because I'll be like, I did not finish this because it had a child's brain matter in it. That's why I DNF'd Feather So Vicious, is because it had like graphic child death. And like the first couple, it was pretended as it was dark romance. I knew this going in. It's extremely violent against women, even for what I thought a dark romance was going to be. And then brain matter just pushed me over the edge. So that's why we DNF'd Feather So Vicious. DNF being did not finish. This one so far does not have any graphic child death, and I'm like, all right, I'm on board with this. So far, it is dark. The main male is creepy AF. Holy fuck! I love that I like abbreviated as fuck, but you know, whatever. But they're all adults. There we go. I think that's the difference. And I really did try with Feather So Vicious too, but I was like at the halfway point, because the graphic death happens at the like 25% point. But I was just like, I could not, like, here's the thing. The dark romance is written to titillate, right? That's what it's doing. It's titillating. And I was not being titillated because I could not get that scene out of my head. I was like, damn it. That's actually, I did end up going further, but I couldn't get that out of my head. So I was just like, all right, DNFing. I can't enjoy the rest of this at all. But yeah, the current one that I'm reading, it's like almost 800 pages. And like, I am not afraid of a thick book, but this book really, really, really could have used an editor or two. It's just like, there's just so much that could have been cleaned up and it would have read smoother. There's a lot of like eye fluttering, and I'm like, what? Actually, I'll have to pay attention because it's like, it should be your like eyelids or your eyelashes fluttering. But no. And the audiobook, the narrators, I have zero complaints, but the way that they do narrate is a little bit funny, and like they actually act out the chuckles and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this like more acting style of audiobook narrating right now. And I think I'm also like a third of the way in, and it is extremely slow burn. And it's like UST and no UST. I can't. It's so messed up right now. how was it billed to me that caught my attention? It was something like, I knew it was high on the spice scale. I knew it was dark romance. And then it was like, if you want to be bamboozled. I'm like, all right, I'm down for being bamboozled. And then, before the trigger warnings, there was a warning of like, this is a long book. If you don't want to read a long book or listen to a long book, this is not the book for you. And I'm like, okay. I don't know. Anyway, Fairy-dale. If you want to be bamboozled by apparently. I don't know. I'm not that far into it. I don't know if I'm actually enjoying it or if it's just like, again, just like fluff for my brain. It is not a fluffy book, but it might just be that it's just easy listening. So I am waiting for the bamboozlement. Because if I've read it right, I know what's happening right now. Or if I listen to it right. If I read it with my ears right, I think I know what's happening. So, oh, and I finished The Magician of Tiger Castle. And I wasn't sad about it yesterday when I finished it. I was like, holy fuck, that was really good. And now I'm like sitting here almost crying. I don't know why. But it was really good. It was by Louis Sachar, who is the author from Holes. That's the last book that I read of his. I haven't kept up with any of his publications since or before. Blah, 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 blah. I mentioned the book to my friend, and she's like, I loved his Wayside School. I never even heard of Wayside School before yesterday. But anyway, really good. He brings his, I know Holes was hilarious at points, like really good wit and banter. And that's definitely what he brought into this book. It kind of had Max the Magician. Is that from The Princess Bride? He reminded me a lot of him. Like, not exactly, but it felt like he pulled a lot of inspiration from some of the characters from Princess Bride. That's all I could think of for some of it, at least. And I'm not complaining. I don't necessarily love Princess Bride. I appreciate the cult following of it, and I get it, but it's one of those ones where I kind of watched it once, and I probably need to watch it again. I'm going to back out of that before I get too far in, but anyway, a lot of the characters from this, especially the Magician, actually did remind me a lot of Princess Bride. It was just really good. I devoured that one. That one was like, I have, for me personally, hit some like major home runs for books recently. That just being the latest. It is not smutty. It is adult. Adult themes and like all of this. You probably middle schooler or like high middle schooler. I don't know. 15. I don't even know what a middle schooler would be in Canada. Grade 9. So it's grade 9, 14. Yeah, and if you're worried about it, read it first and then let them read it. But, yeah, it was good. And now I'm on to Bamboozle. Gothic romance. I'm like, alright, well, let's do this. Let's see where I get to. I can't even remember the author's name. And it's kind of like, given what I'm doing the next few days of like cleaning and laundry and sewing with the kids home, I'm like, I need a long audiobook anyway. I'm like, I might not have the energy to come on and stream over the next couple days. I don't know. Obviously, I did tonight, thank God. But I might not tomorrow. So, we'll see. And if that's the case, then, well, audiobook is my friend. And actually, depending on if the eldest is up really early, I might just settle them in down here. But they just... It is annoying because then they complain the whole time. I'm like, Mama, you're taking so long. And it's like, well, you could just go up to my bed and sleep in my bed, and then I would just come join you when I'm done. And they're like, no, I want to cuddle. And it's like, okay, then you got to wait for me to finish. Go back to sleep in the chair. Is this sewing machine not enough weight noise? I know it's enough weight noise to put me to sleep half the time. Okay. I thought that I actually had a coffee before I went out for my run at like 3. And then I like drank the rest of it at 5. And then I got home and I was passed out by I think 11:30 midnight last night. And because I was like, did I just not time my coffee correctly? But it was the interval training. It's like, oh, that really knocked me out. Actually, if that's the case, I should actually let my program know that I was very fatigued from that instead of like, I think I put that I was like moderately fatigued because at the time I was. But I did think it actually took out more energy than I thought it did. So we are currently working on the interiors for the Kato bags. We're just sewing the wedges here. Once these ones are sewn, these interiors will be ready to go into the exteriors. The exteriors all have one wedge sewn, so we will need to go in and do the second wedge before they're ready to be smashed together. All right. As long as I don't kill myself by choking on my own spit. Okay, I think we're good now. Yeah, anyway. Wedges, and then the second of the exterior wedges, and then we have to finish prepping leather, and then we can clip them all together. There's still a lot of steps left, and there's a lot of them to do this with. I think we might have to admit defeat about how many we're going, not admit defeat, but I think we're going to have to do another big pare down of what we're going to actually be able to finish, because I would love to get all these Kato done, but I also would love to get all the needle stashers done as well. And the needle stashers need to have all their snaps done. And that's a lot of fucking work left. Oh my god. So much work. Because it's 3 per, and we have like over 50 to do. I guess I could always bring the snap press with me, but I'm already bringing the button press. And honestly, it's not so much that I couldn't bring the snap press, it's bringing the snaps. That sucks. So maybe I will consider that, because realistically, I do have a few evenings where we have work to do, or where I will have time. So if you're in the Victoria area, I will be at Fibrations next Sunday, the wide I am my screen, Jesus, 17th. I was just checking the date because I was like, is it the... I haven't been able to keep the dates for the show straight in my own goddamn head, and it's annoying. But it's August 17th. It's at the Fernwood Community Center / like the fields around Fernwood. I will be in a pink tent. Oh shit, I wanted to cut cricket stuff. All right. Write it down, cause I got some weird shit to do, like cutting the grass. Okay. Pre-Vic tasks. Cut grass. Pack up. Blow up castle. Which, again, pretty straightforward. I have to do that before the grass, but you know, put it on the to-do list and then it's an extra check mark off. Life hacks. Signage. Dangle sign. Vinyl cuts. There we go. Okay, that should hopefully communicate that to myself later on. Okay, I'm gonna snag the rest of the pockets that are down here, lounging, waiting, because they're getting too far on the floor for me to keep leaning over to grab them. Yeah, because I'm not missing any. Okay, we do technically have a crap ton of drawstrings to do still. So I wonder if those are the ones that we should just naturally pair out now. Like, i.e. pair out as in P-A-R-E, pair down. I don't want to admit defeat. Feels like admitting defeat. But there's a lot to do. Because Monday's mostly going to be cleaning and errands. And changing the pin on my credit card before I forget that too. I hope I booked it onto the right card so I don't have to shift it. Notes to self. Do the things. Okay, yeah, I think that, well, okay. Not having to clip all the little chain pieces between is definitely a time saver. I don't know if it actually aligns it better. The argument that I saw for doing it that way was that they actually align better. I don't think they align better, but, or faster, I guess. Maybe, but not having to trim every single wedge has been glorious. Okay. I have like one mosquito bite on my arm and apparently it's itchy. Even though I got it over a week ago now. Oh god, now there's an itch behind my shoulder too. Katie, that seems like that pile is creeping onto the sewing table. It's because it is. There's no more room behind the sewing table. It is filled up with exteriors and now interiors. And they are gleefully giggling at me about it right now. But we are so close to being done that we're going to ignore it for now. Well, maybe I don't know if it's the interiors giggling at me. I hope it's not. I hope it's the studio gremlins. Because 100% now that we're super under time crunch, they're going to start like disappearing the really important stuff, right? So actually, there's some fabrics that I'm baffled why we don't have. I don't remember there being Kato for them. Like those cats wearing glasses. Did we make it and I sold it? I don't remember doing that. Did we had small box bags in them? Did I only do small box bag cut? I'm confused. We only did small box bag cut because we were able to also do like all the other things from that small box bag cut. Like mini and etc. Maybe that was it. I don't remember now. La 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 la. This year, like again, also like how is it almost the middle of August already? This year has been wild for just how fast it's gone. Like it's already been a year since frickin' Knit City, Calgary. What? Well, like this coming weekend. We would have been working on the insane small box bag amount of 100 this time last year. This time, we're working on 100 Kato, and they take a lot more work. And I've had far less motivation. Not laziness, I don't think. Just motivation got up and went without me. That's what I'm going to say. And thank God we still have another like month until Knit City, Vancouver. So in that month, we'll be doing small box bags, wrapping up on most of what I have here. Big thing that we need to do when I get back from Victoria is zipper matching. I probably won't be doing a lot of streaming directly after it because I will need to... We'll have picked peaches. So I gotta go process peaches with my mother-in-law. Make some peach jam. But yeah, after that, it's like full steam ahead. The kids will be starting full-time school, preschool, kindergarten, all the good stuff. September 2nd, which is just gonna like shift all of my timing. It's gonna be wild this year for that too. Yeah. I'm very, very curious how this year is gonna go actually. Okay. This one is a bit messy in that the pocket is very close to the wedge, but everything got caught, so we're good. Just set that one aside. We got like 3 more, of course. And then all we have to do after this is just set these all aside because now they're ready to be installed into the exteriors that we need to complete the other wedge on. Okay, so we might have a hope of like getting these mostly smashed together tonight. I will run out of clips probably tonight. Shit. Okay, so we will clip as many as we can. Assemble as many as we can, and then leave it probably for clipping tomorrow, and then I can clip a bunch in the morning, sew them, rinse and repeat when Tara's here. I was really hoping to have these to the point of her being able to like drawstring them. It does look like I will be drawstringing on the drive again. Are we surprised? I'm annoyed. I'm not surprised, that's for sure. Okay, come here, my little creams. Alrighty, off we go into the bucket, actually, because that will be better. And they're not crowding up the floor. Whee! A laundry line of interiors now. Oh, apparently there's more. Where do they end? There. That's where they end. Hey, Flim Flon. Yeah, your box is still here. Come on up. Hi, bud. What's up? Yeah, I know. You are a cat. Very handsome one at that, too. That would have been handy earlier. Oh well. The other wedge. Okay, now the question is, oh, well, there answers that one. I was like, the question is, do I trim these apart and then do their wedges, or do I do their other wedges? But actually, no, we're gonna trim these apart because that will just be easier. Realistically, I should just go grab my other thread snips, but I am being lazy about that and I don't really want to run upstairs if I don't need to. The cranes are working, they're just kind of awkward to lift off the table. Doom, 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 doom. Okay, now these, since they're still going to be actively getting worked on, I'm going to pop up on the desk here. The interior, since they are ready to be assembled with the exteriors, went in the bin, in part so that they're out of the way. Doom, 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 doom. Hi, cat. Doom, 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 Okay, right, these ones are trimmed apart as well. Okay, and then all the exteriors are finished and all the interiors, well, no, one more wedge, and then all the exteriors will be ready. All the interiors are ready. There are a few drawstring channels that need to be prepped, and there are a few, well, not a few, we still need to prep all the black leather. All the straps are cut, but like we need to cut them down into the lengths. Great. We're ready to go on the other wedge. Flame is here. equal. Actually, Flynn and Dahlia are both here. Flynn is sitting in his little boxity box. Whoa. One of the trim downs. Oh well. Not a big deal. So one of the big things that I find is that I nest my seams. I don't open them. And that's why I can't typically go wedge to wedge, is because I never know which way the nesting is running. And so I want to make sure that they're like across the bottom here, they're both nested the same direction. And so that's part of what why I don't like chain piecing them like wedge to wedge. However, going through and doing all of the wedges on one side and then all the wedges on the other side so far is working, considering that I've just started the other side of the wedges. But they're still getting chain pieced, which is awesome. Some super cute fabrics getting ready for Fibrations. That was red pandas on green. And this is like, this might be, yeah, not quite party animals. They're all like having a craft party with some bevies and snackerels. Popcorn balls. We're not cranking, but we're getting there. Usually this is the point where it's like, all right, count the pile, see how many you have, split it up into whatever you can kind of like keep track of divisibly, like 5s, 10s, whatever. 2s doesn't work, it's not enough. 5s is usually my like sweet spot. 10, I'm like, oh my god, this pile is never ending. There's about 100 though, and I don't really want to take the time to do that right now. And I feel like, Katie, are you going to get 100 done by tomorrow? Probably not. But we're going to try. You never know if you don't try. And it's only 10:45 right now, which is still pretty early for me. Feels like with a lot of these, well, and I always say this, it's a cat problem, right? Of like, there's always so much prep work. But really, that is true of any craft, I feel, or art. It's like there's always so much prep work. I don't think it matters what you do. Knitting and crochet, it's like swatching. And actually at the end, the blocking process, if you block. So there can be pre and post work. And just like, I don't know, there's a lot of work in making. All right, we just ran out of bobbin thread. So I'm just gonna take us back to the place where I belong. Yeah, so I nest my seams, which means instead of opening them, which this is hard to demonstrate on black, basically I take both seam butts and I put them together. And I find that that keeps my seams nice and like nested when they get opened up. Or like once we've turned, makes a nice, like they're not exactly like, there's a little bit of a jog. But compared to opening all of my seams, it's far faster. So basically take it, fold one side down and the other side the other direction. And this works in this case because it's like the fabric is heavy enough and dark enough. Works on my small box bags and everything like that too. And it's just like been the way I've been doing it for quite a while. Will it work for quilting where you need like, if you want to be like extremely exact on your points? No. Follow the instructions of like open everything up and press it and blah, 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 blah. The bag making for me, perfect. Do as the instructions say, not as I do. That's the motto, along with cat problems. But yeah, follow your instructions and your pattern, whatever that might be. I production sewing chaos, so I am not an authority, even though I might be semi-professional some days. Like, and if you've been watching me for a while and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about, Katie? Exactly. What professionalism? That seems to go that way. Even the cat agrees. He came up to agree. Well, that was quite a complaint. Hi. What's up? You coming to watch? Really wish you were more of a lap cat. Remy was a lap cat. Flynn, not so much. I guess he's maybe too fluffy and like, hence too warm. Oh well. Mr. Cat. What's up? It's like, this box with this blanket combo is too comfortable. What are you doing? Get out of there. Yeah, you. Yes, you. What are you doing? Chatty McChatter. Dahlia's also here. She's just asleep in her cat tree with her heated blanket. Oh, to be a cat in a sewing studio. What are you trying to, what are you in? It's like trying to lay on a bag of embroidery floss, I think. He's also, I washed all the baby clothes, or no, but not baby clothes, Barbie clothes that came in the bins my mom sent me, and they're in like laundry bags, and the cat's totally claimed the laundry bags as his. Like, They're clean enough, even with the cat fluff. But I'm just like, dude, cut it out. I haven't even opened them yet. I don't know if I destroyed anything. I just know how those things were probably stored, and I'm like, these need to be like machine washed. The Barbies got washed in dishwasher detergent in the bin that they came in, or not dishwasher detergent, but like dish soap out in the yard in the bin that they came in, because I was like, nope. And we have a hot water tap outside, so I was like, there we go. And then they also got sun bleached, basically, because I was like, we're not messing with shit right now. So much cleaning, and there's still a bin of stuff I want to bring in, but I'm just like, I do not have the time nor mental capacity to be doing the washing and like sanitization of this right now. That's right, I gotta pull something in off the step. I sold it, but it needs to go out on Monday instead of right now. Okay. They are starting to crowd my pedal, which I do not like, because then it's sometimes like, it's enough weight sometimes to actually push the pedal. So I'm going to put that back into the bar there. Which tells me that even if I don't put a bin behind the sewing machine, I need to look into pulling the machine out from the window a little bit. So. Go. It sounded a little bit angry, but I think it's figured its shit out. So good. We'll see if it's still angry on this one, and if it is, I think it's just we need to reseat the bobbin. Yeah, it's a little bit angry. A lot angry. All right. Clip. Pull the top a bit more so I don't have to worry about it as much. It's fine. It's sewing fine. It's just like chatting back like it shouldn't, because there's a big loop that's hanging out outside of the bobbin, which you can't see on screen. Oh, there. Just barely there. I am wearing my Sailor Moon shirt today, and Dallas called right as we were getting ready for bed tonight, and our eldest was like, I really want to watch more Sailor Moon. I'm like, oh my god, that's adorable. We're not even watching it in English. We're what? Because my god, the dub. The dub. It's very nostalgic 90s, but it's so bad. So we're watching, then like we're not even watching it in English. We're watching it in Japanese. And but I'm so happy that they're excited to watch Sailor Moon. It's like, fuck yeah, love it. I don't know, maybe actually having these chain pieced is making this a little bit faster. I can't tell. I can't tell if it's like the same amount of time or comparable. Again, not having to trim every single like wedge thread for the chain piecing is saving time. But I wonder if it's saving time just being able to like pop it and they're mostly together as well. I don't know. Can't tell. Doesn't really matter. But I'm just... Yeah. No. Okay, something is very angry. Yep. Our sunflowers are now taller than our fence, which is super exciting. Still no big buds, so I'm hoping that we have, like, we won't miss them blooming while we're gone. But I don't think we will, because there isn't any buds. Our peas are kind of, they needed their trellis earlier. I did not build it, like, put anything up for them early enough. Learning curve for next year. And actually our pumpkins need some support too, although I think we planted them in the right spot because now they're able to drape down over the box, which is really cool. But yeah, I think they need a little bit of support too because they're going to get really heavy otherwise, because they're kind of hanging out in space and there's not exactly any support. So there's that. Yeah, okay. No real time saving between clipped versus unclipped chain piecing outside of how much time I save not having to clip every single goddamn corner. And it's not like it makes it lay nicer or anything like that. It's the same. It's the same. Okay, but we're 67 minutes in, and we are like 3/4 of the way through, I think. So I'll take that. We need to trim down the leather, so that's the next step that we're going to do. And there are a few drawstring channels that need to be like properly finished with the dark thread. So there's that. What I have? I've got tomorrow and I've got Monday. Monday is for cleaning and errands, outside of city errands. Tuesday is for long run and other city errands, because for the life of me, I have been unable to find a pair of dress shoes for my eldest. I've looked at the consignment store. I have looked at Winners. I have looked at Walmart. Nowhere has a pair of dress shoes for this little person. Because the eldest and I are going to high tea, which I'm super excited for. I love tea. And they've never been. And we've got a nice little fancy like outfit and everything. But they don't have anything besides runners. And tell me why I cannot find a pair of dress shoes. I'm like, really? Come on. And okay, so they could have, we had a pair of like Sailor Moon high tops for them, which they would have adored wearing, but they're too small. They're like, they went from a 12 to a 13 just like within the last few weeks. It's like, oh, damn it. And like, those aren't even that dressy, but they would have been fine. Because yes, I know a lot of people aren't going to be looking at their shoes. But I also don't want to, like, what I'm going to look for is like something that they can wear to both this and then like is dressy enough for this, and then is not so dressy that they can't use it for indoor shoes at kindergarten or preschool this year, because they're also outgrowing whatever shoes we got them there. Plus those are getting worn out too, so yeah. Okay, we're actually like probably 80%, maybe even 90% of the way through now, which is yay, exciting. I hit that coffee just right because like I'm not tired right now. I always say that, and then it's like 20 minutes later and I'm like, oh my god, I have to go to bed. But so far, so good. Let's hope it stays that way. I guess I should actually download any. I've got lots of books to read, But I should download some. Oh no, because I can't. Never mind. It's like, I'll download some audiobooks and then I can listen to some audiobooks on the drive while I'm like putting drawstrings in. But I can't because I'm passenger parent when I'm in the passenger seat. So never mind. Should still download some audiobooks anyway. Because given all the chores and sewing I need to do over the next couple days, it's like, yes, that audiobook is 30 hours long, but I'm already over 20 or over 10 hours into it. And over the next 2 days, I'll probably have that much more listening time anyway. And actually Tuesday, because I have my long run on Tuesday. Although I don't know if it's engaging enough to listen to on my long run. I definitely finished The Magician of Tiger Castle while I was running yesterday. Oh my god, so good. If you have access to it through like your library or any of your like various services for books, it's really good. The narrator was really good. The writing was really good. It was just like, so good. Now I've got a hankering to go back and listen to The Night Circus. That's like, so it always has a soft spot in my heart. I don't know if I want to listen to it this year, but my first like audiobook that really got me into audiobooks was An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. And actually the reason that I started listening to audiobooks was because one of the only ways I could access that book was through audio. And it was like right before Knit City. And it was the one that clicked, because before that I had been like listening to stuff that I'd read before and I'm like, well, this is like good, but it's kind of boring. So I was like, you know what, we're going to try this one because it's the only way I've been able to find it, blah, 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 blah. And it was just really good. So it's got like a soft spot in my heart. It's a YA romance with fae, very, very traditional fae. Before fae were like Hazadi. I think actually Enchantment of Ravens was written before even like Throne of Glass. Because looking at the trajectory, Throne of Glass was the first one. Throne of Glass is kind of dystopian, I guess, when you start, but it's like fantasy dystopian, which the rest of the dystopian at the time that it was first published, or like within the time period it was published in, was definitely mostly sci-fi. Or like sci-fi has like enhanced these people's magic powers. Whereas I feel like when I think about it, Throne of Glass was really the first like fantasy dystopian. It was also, I think, the shift to fae. Mass is not the first author to use fae, but I feel like Throne of Glass was like at the tipping point of going from like super sci-fi dystopian to going to fae and all of that. Now obviously we've got a lot of fae smut and stuff like that, but like Throne of Glass is definitely new adult, not really smut. Throne of Glass. Crescent City, yes. Akatar, the first one hints at it, but definitely the rest of it had like the gratuitous level of smut, mostly because she didn't want, like, Mass didn't want it to be marketed as a young adult book, so fair enough. Honestly, I think Throne of Glass would have been better as an adult book too, and honestly, that's probably what it was intended to be, but they're like, no, you have to make this a young adult, because what adult wants to read about fae? We proved them wrong! Which is actually an issue that the author of Iron Widow, Zoran J. Zhao, I hope I pronounced their first name right. Anyway, I haven't finished it. It's really good so far, though. Mentioned, because they were like, I really want this to be an adult book. But due to the time, like the period when it was accepted and everything like that, it was like kind of frowned on. Like what adult wants to read mech stuff? It's like, come on, guys. You're marketing to the people who, like, probably grew up on mech anime, but okay, go off. Okay, back on topic. Like, when are you ever on topic, Katie? I don't know, but we're going to pretend that I am on some occasions. 70 black, fuck me, 70 black leather cuts and 25 brown. God damn. Okay. Oh, no, that was tough to get up. What the hell? Ugh, stiff. Stiff. Okay. That tells me I really need to get back to my weightlifting if it was hard to get off my chair. Shit. Okay, well, soak it up. Ah, shit. Okay, I gotta look into the pattern and see. I think I've been cutting these too long. So we're gonna go in and check to see if I can cut them a little bit shorter. Ba bum 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 bottom. Dun 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 dun. No, I've been cutting them about right. Sweet. Yeah, she actually calls for the blurdy blurs. She calls for fabric. But this is one of the things I want to do to elevate the bag, was to do the leather. And I think it works out quite nicely. Quite nicely indeed. Okay, so doom. A little bit extra never hurt. Okay, 1. Here comes the boring part. 2. I'm sorry to any of my knitters who are knitting right now. I hope you're not having to count, because I am. 3. 4. Oh, will we eke out 5? We might just eke out 5 from this one. Sweet. 5, and then this little doodly bopper at the end becomes cuts for mini traveler slings. I got a spare bin down there, so we're gonna throw them in there for now. Yeah, that works, considering that there's already a bunch down there. Haha! It's like I knew what I was doing or something. Okay, 4, 5. And then, because we all know stuff wanders as you cut it, we're going to start. Or is that just me? Please tell me it's not just me. I also got to figure out what I'm taking for knitting. It's like I've got a prime knitting opportunity and I don't even have a plan right now. What am I doing with my life? Well, I'm on the internet talking to strangers about my sewing projects. So, you know, I am having actually the time of my life right now. I'm not even kidding. I really enjoy coming on and streaming while I work. Even over audiobooks, because here's the blunt truth of being self-employed some days when the majority of your friends are 9 to 5 employed, is that it gets lonely. And then you add the kids on top of it and it's just like, oh my God. Because, and especially when those children keep getting fucking sick. Well, and because that was the other thing, is we were supposed to actually have a night to, or an afternoon watch party for Sailor Moon again, because one of my friends has never seen any Sailor Moon. So we're watching the OG series because that's what really kicked everything off for everything. 6, 8, 10, 11. And the youngest had a rash. And I was like, okay, well, I was like, I don't think they're contagious. They did have a fever a few days ago, but that's cleared up, but they do have a rash now. Surprisingly, no one else caught it. We did not do the watch party though. And it's like, now we're looking at the calendar and it's like, we can't do anything until August 26th or October 26th. It's like, so let's pencil it in and then we'll see if we have to sick check again or not. This is not a complaint about the child. The child is innocent in this. But 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so since I need 25, I'm going to leave that as a pile of 12 and we'll start a pile of 13. But yeah, anyway, I was very concerned because we in Alberta are having the measles outbreak. We are fully vaxxed against everything, but I was extremely concerned that were having like an outbreak case because, again, a rash. They'd had like high fever for 3 days. At night, they were feeling fine. Their energy and everything had come back, so that's part of why I wasn't too concerned. But I was like, "Are you having like a breakout case?" Because that one surprised me. So we did take them to the doctor. The doctor looked. It was rosalia, which apparently is 6th disease. I'm like, okay. And that's when I found out that she qualifies their immune systems as hyperactive. I'm like, yay. Because she's like, they're not contagious anymore. Because, of course. Apparently, they're actually contagious before the rash pops out, which means that during the fever, they would have been contagious. Yeah, she's like, keep them home because they have a hyperactive immune system. And if they get a secondary infection, they're more likely to get pneumonia. And I'm like, yeah, let's not do that then. So they ended up staying home again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But at least it wasn't hand, foot, and mouth. At least it wasn't and it wasn't chickenpox, and it wasn't measles, and it wasn't all of these other nasties. And honestly, by that point, they were feeling peppy and fine, so that's also good. But anyway, that's why we had to cancel the last one. And I was like, no. And then with Knit City, I'm like, I just don't have the ability to commit the time to this right now. I'm sorry. Like I said, as much as, and like Victoria, I love going to Victoria in August, but this has actually thrown like a little bit of a wrench in the generalized summering, I guess, in a good way. Also, it's like, when else would we have gone out to Victoria this year? I don't think we would have actually, but it's all good. 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, fuck, you have to cut one more. Why do we have to cut one more? I think I can cut the angle. Yeah. Okay, so there's all of them cut down to length, and then what we need to do is go in and cut them down to, we'll have to angle everything, but I'm going to cut the black ones first, because we'll cut everything down to length first, and we have 70 fucking ones to cut. Maybe should have brought another beer down. Give me a long night. All right. So, 1. 1 of 70, which means that there's 69 left. Oh boy. 1, 2. 3, 3, 4. Like, why 3, 4? It's because I just cut a double length because it's actually easier to measure. Why am I whispering? I don't know. At least there's no saw noises tonight. That's good. What was that, 2 nights ago? Last night? No, I didn't stream last night, so 2 nights ago. Someone was running like a skill saw or a miter saw at like 9:30 at night. And I started talking about it, and then I realized that this was the same time last year that we heard a miter saw running at 9:30 at night. It's like, why? I don't know. It's like, it's not like a terrible sound, but it's like just hearing it at 9:30 at night. It's like, it's just so jarring. I don't know why. It's like there's nothing inherently like terrible about it. It's just like, why 9:30 at night? And then I was speculating about maybe they're a small business and this is the only time they can like do their hustle. I don't know. Okay, some of these cuts went wonky, so I'm gonna trim it down to where it's not as wonky. That can become mini stuff. Cowhide is a natural product that has been processed. Does mean that it has some like discrepancies when I'm trimming it, to be honest. Yeah, this one's just kind of shitty cut. Okay. Oh, now we have a Chinese kanji, Chinese character name telling us that we should purchase viewers for Twitch. Lovely. Okay, that one's fine. It's already got the proper angle on it and everything. Actually, I'm going to go from the shorter part of the angle though. So 1, 2. Ugh, the black leather is always so stiff. And I understand that it's a chrome dye. Well, I think they're all chrome dyed. But like the black is just so much more stiff than the brown. And I'm not 100% sure why. I'm sure it's in the processing. But I'm like, why is it so much stiffer than the brown leathers? Don't get it. I do not understand. But oh well. It is not for me to understand. I am not a tanner. I do not want to be a tanner. I love working with the product. I like working with my fabrics. I would never want to do like leather working at scale. So, all right, how many? So 70, I guess 7 piles of 10. Yeah, it's probably the easiest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's the brown stuff that smells really good right now. 4. Okay, this one's got a couple small divots, but I think it's okay. Cutting in quantity, it's fine. It is not strap worthy for like making actual leather straps from. But mostly because I have to cut so many, I don't want to be fiddling around with too short a lengths. That's just got to go in for tabs. A little bit of discrepancy there, but that's fine. Okay. As long as it's wide enough. Yeah. Okay. Discrepancy widens back out, right. How much do you want to bet that the ice cream machine on the ferry is actually working? They have soft serve Island Farms on the ferries. Island Farms is my favorite commercial ice cream. I know I can get it at the Beacon Hill Diner, but like, I don't know, there's something about getting soft serve on the ferry that's just like so enchanting. But I swear, every time I've tried, I got it once when Caroline and I were going out for the retreat on Galiano Island. It was like one of the smaller ferries too. It wasn't even one of the big ferries, so I didn't have to wait for it long, which was key. But I didn't know before that point that they served ice cream, and now it's like been an ongoing thing of like, well, now I want ice cream. But same as most places, the ice cream makers are rarely working. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. So that's 20. Already in my lap, right? And then this should be 22 right now. Check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This one also curled a lot. I wonder if I had it stored too long or something like that. I haven't had leather curl like that before. Weird. Okay, so 22 right now. There is a puncture mark in this one. Interesting. Oh, well, there's a divot right there. Do we have enough for it before we have a cut error? Yes. Okay, so there's 23. Okay, that's definitely enough to still make a... Good, okay. That actually looks like it might need to be trimmed down itself. We'll just make sure that I'm cutting off enough that we can still make... Yeah, no, that's actually right on where I would need a mini traveler cut or a traveler sling cut anyway. Sweet. And then what was this? What's going on here? It is very crooked. Okay. It's a good piece. Otherwise, that's what I'm going to do is snag a handful of clips and then put one on the end. And then clip it along the side that I don't want to cut. And then what I usually do is I go in and I trim it down on the opposite side. Now you do want to make sure that these are clipped well and blah, 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 blah. Sharp shears, etc. Actually, I've been noticing I really do need to go get my shears sharpened there. They're starting to struggle quite a bit. It's like, oh no. Oh no. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there's probably about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 inch discrepancy there. If it was 1/8 of an inch discrepancy, I probably would have forgiven it, but it's the fact that it's also like bulged instead of like, it's noticeable. That's what it is. So, there. Trimmed down. Now, does it look better? So much fucking better. Okay. So I think this is the double. Yeah. Okay, so that's the 22. Oh, this is because this is the very edge. Okay. 22, so that's 23. 25. Ooh, it feels like we're on the shoulder. That's part of it too. So belly will be softer. Unbelly will not be, will be tougher. And so I have a feeling we're cutting from the shoulder right now. And that's why everything's a little bit crankier too to be cut. Whew, perfect. Okay. This one we're only gonna get one out of, not two, because there's a punch mark probably for the stretching process right in the middle. That one's fine. So yeah, there's like these holes right here. Usually, as far as I've seen, they usually use clamps, but I don't know what happened here. It's like someone took a hole punch and did a couple punches or something. Okay, is that also a 25er? Good. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then these other two should be 6, 7. Hey, Flynn Flon, how are you? Oh, and now he's going into his box. He's like, I'm done laying on embroidery floss. Now I want to lay in my comfy, cozy box. I don't know why I turned all those down because I just got to keep cutting 25s, but all right, here we are. It's all good. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It is actually fun. We're doing jolly. And it's not even sarcastic. I just heard myself say that, and I'm like, it sounded really sarcastic. I'm not being sarcastic, or at least I'm not trying to be. Everything's fine. Mostly. Oh, it's 1.5 inches too short. Damn. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13. Which means actually we've got 33 right now. 13. 15. 17. 19. 'Couldn't be much better than that. Oh, shoot. Oh, never mind. 19. 20. So there's 2 piles of 10s. See, I think that's one's too short too. Yep, by far more. So where were we at? 20? 2, 4, 6, 8. 10, so 30. 2, 3, 4, 5, 40. We're over halfway. Okay, that one's got a few in there. 40. Good. 2. Ow. Yeah, tapers off there. Okay, so 2. 3. 4. That's 3. 5. I'm sure this is riveting content. Riveted. Put you under the snap press and riveted. 5. 7. In an uncreepy way. I said that out loud and I'm like, that sounds creepy, Katie. 7. 9 and maybe 10. 10. Please let it be 10. 9. 10. Oh, fuck me. Way too short, I think. Yep. 9. So 49 right now. Actually, that one's not bad. Okay, 49. 51. 53. 55. Oh God, there's definitely a discrepancy there. Okay. 55, 55. That's nice and even. We're all good there. And then it like bulges out down here as well. Let's clip it there. Clip it here. Clip it here. Clip it here. I wonder if the... Okay, so what literally popped into my head was the secondhand economy in Japan. Oh, okay. Eldest is awake. I'll chat with y'all later. Bye. Yeah, I'm here, honey.